Getting a little warm out there. If you need air conditioning help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance. Honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. What else do you need? Honest air conditioning experts that realize your AC is not working right, or worse, not working at all. Weekday, weekend, overnight, holiday, they're there. In New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, if you need air conditioning help, think Total Maintenance, tm-ac.com. It is a Fantasy Friday. Hey, our Humane May fundraiser's going on all month long. We're trying to raise $10,000 for cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. You can donate right now. HumaneLA.org is the website. HumaneLA.org. You'll see me at the top of the page laying there with Blue Boy. Click on that and donate. And please be generous. Hey, Mother's Day a week from this Sunday. Don't blow it, guys. Get her a day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Jazz Fest. I'll fill you in on the weather. Right now, Fridays with Fletch. Fletcher Mackle joins us. We're going to get into the draft, but Fletch has a pretty funny dining story. Fill us in, Fletch, before we get into the Saints picks and starters out of the draft and the like.
No, we were wrapping up before the commercial break, and you just said, you go to dinner and it's like, wait, how is it $200? I only had this. So when the Saints, they did 3 years of training camp at the Greenbrier Resort in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, 14, 15, 16. It's a magnificent place for a vacation. They've got everything. It's high end. Fantastic. It's the middle of nowhere in West Virginia, but it is breathtakingly amazing. Golf, tennis, hiking, rafting, casino on property. And Jerry West, the late great famed basketball player, did Jerry West die or not? I can't remember.
Yeah, Jerry West passed away.
Jerry West passed away last year, so that's right.
Yep.
And so he's from West Virginia, so he has a steakhouse, Prime 44 West, so one place, unbelievable, in like the mahogany, the steaks are shipped in from Kansas City, great place. So the first year, a media member organizes a media dinner, and not everybody goes, but like 15 or 16 people go, and at the end of the night, we're going to cut it up hey, it's bad enough we're going to give the guy 16 credit cards, but we're going to do, hey, take the bill, everybody pays 1/16. Whew, it was like a civil war, because I didn't realize there were some people who were like, they wanted like an itemized, I want to pay for only what I ate. And it's like, yeah, we can't do that at this place. This is got to wear the sports coats. Just the fact that we're giving them 16 credit cards is crazy. There's no way we can itemize it down to what you had if you had one more glass of wine or one less glass of wine than this person. But needless to say, there was a lot of side-eye the next day at that training camp practice. And the next year, it was about a third of the people who went the year before.
I'll tell you a funny media story. The Saints were training. It was, the Mora Finks era, and they joined that cheese league where they practice up in Wisconsin at the University of Wisconsin at La Crosse. Yeah. And they had the Vikings were in Mankato, Minnesota, a few hours away. You had the Bears in Eau Claire. You had, about 5 or 6 different NFL teams practicing up there. So it was like a good environment. It was cool and comfortable. The Saints went from this guy, Rusty Kazmierski, as the media relations guy. They get this guy from the PGA, this Greg Bensel guy, who's been with the Saints 30 years now. Greg's still with the Saints, just has gone up the ladder. He was media relations guy back then. And training camp, I remember one year I got up to La Crosse, and I got up there day 3 or 4, and this meal had already taken place. And then I got up there the next year, day 1, and that night or day 2 night, Greg would get, Tom Benson's credit card, the Saints credit card, and take us to all the media was invited that was there to this restaurant called the Freight House in La Crosse. And I'll never forget just so many members of the media ordering steak and lobster, surf and turf. And I'm telling them, like, you've never ordered surf and turf in your life. It was like that kind of thing. And they're like laughing. And then I'm not joking, Fletch, like, can I get a triple Crown and Coke? Like, I'm like, did you just order a triple? You've never ordered a triple if you paid for it. And then the kicker, and I'm not kidding, one sports writer ordered a shrimp cocktail as the dessert, the appetizer as his dessert. I was like, this is out of control, man. Someone else paying. I mean, I was waiting for, can I get some raw steaks to take home and put them on the bill?
Yeah. No, it's on somebody else's dime. You kind of see what people are made of, what they order and what they do.
Exactly. Act like you've been there before. Put it on the Underhill account. My God. Anyway. Yeah. Fletcher Mackle's with us. Hey, Fletch, the Saints were a 5-win team last year. Obviously, they need to hit on the draft, and it can't just be by default. We suck so bad, our draft choices are going to start. By NFL standards, by a good team standards, it looks like the Saints got, I would say, at least 3, if not 4 starters in the draft, including quarterback. Does that sound right?
I mean, look, they need to hit on this draft. Again, look, here's the thing. I am one of these people, when people ask me about the draft, what do you think? I go, I love it. 32 teams just had the greatest draft in NFL history. They all drafted multiple Hall of Famers. Like, right now, every team is celebrating monster success. And so, but this is the thing. We just don't know. In 2006, I remember everybody said, all the draft nicks said, it's Reggie Bush and a bunch of reaches and culture guys. Like, Roman's a reach. He's a coach's kid and a team captain. He should have been a 3rd or 4th rounder. Jari Evans, that's a project from Bloomsburg. Marcus Colston, Marquise, is he a tight end or a receiver? And people said it was Reggie Bush and a bunch of reaches, and they're so far away. And that's considered one of the greatest drafts in NFL history. Even the guys they cut, like Rob Ninkovich, went on to start for 10 years. The 2017 Saints draft. I remember there was one person who tried to tell me Alvin Kamara is a little scat back. Just hope he makes the team. Well, that was a bad assessment. Alvin Kamara's a star. And so, again, you hope. But look, here's the thing. But in 2010, on the flip side of that, after the Saints won the Super Bowl, I remember people went nuts going, boy, the strong just got stronger. Patrick Robinson's a decade-long lockdown corner, Charles Smith was a first-round projected guy. The Saints got him in the 2nd. That's an anchor of your offensive line for a decade. 2 years later, he was benched for Teron Armstead. So, again, there's years when people think you nailed it, you killed it, you just made your team like leaps and bounds better. And then there's other years where people are kind of like, I don't know what they are, and they become really special. So I would hope that the Saints have done a really mediocre job, not a poor job, but a mediocre job in recent years of drafting. They need this to be a good draft. They need not just starters, but they need some of these guys to turn into star-type players. And look, 2017, they drafted Lattimore and Kamara, and they went on to win the first duo ever to win Rookie of the Year on offense and defense. And they produced a handful of other starters from that great class, like Ryan Ramczyk, who was a 3-time All-Pro player. And again, even guys that aren't here anymore are still having great careers, like Alex Anzalone. They need this class to look more like that class than the classes they've had in 20, 21, 22. Like, they just can't keep missing on guys or guys not elevating to be Pro Bowl level players. Do all 9 of these guys have to reach that ceiling? No, but they need guys. And look, the one thing I'll say is this. The Saints have been notorious for, hey, we'll take this year's 3rd in next year's 2nd, and we're going back into the 2nd round. They trade away picks a lot to move up. This year they made no trades, not one. They drafted 9 players. So is one guy told me, the more shots you fire, the better you have of hitting. I'm glad they used all 9 of their draft picks.
Hey, Fletch, can you hang on one more segment?
Sure.
Before we head to that break, you've got a starting offensive lineman and you've got a new starting quarterback, right? At least. And I think maybe that linebacker could start. You saw what he did against Tulane, and I know it's college. He had a great game, the Oklahoma kid. And then that D tackle possibly. I mean, definitely the O-lineman and the quarterback, right?
I'd say more than that. The O-lineman, the quarterback, the cornerback out of Louisville, Riley, the linebacker, Stutzman. I mean, the tight end from UCLA is a solid player. I mean, I would hope that you've got, like, not just two. I would hope that you've got 3 or 4 quality starters out of this class of 9.
Yeah, I think that's what you're going to see. I just meant the first 2 are locks. Quarterback is a lock, right? That's your QB, the Louisville kid, right?
I mean, yeah, well, because I can't see how Derek Carr can ever play here again. Even though the Saints haven't nuked the relationship, I think they have gone too far past the line of demarcation for Derek Carr to come back here and have any type of success. I mean, I just feel like it's probably over for Derek Carr here.
We see, the Jaden Daniels, the Bo Nix last year. Think about this as we go to the break, and I'll ask you about it when we come back. If this rookie from Louisville for the Saints has that kind of rookie season, could the Saints be a 9-10 win team and slip into the playoffs? Is that the only way it's possible, that kid having a Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix type of year to compensate for, other weaknesses the Saints have? Fletcher Mackle's with us. Fridays with Fletch. Coming right back. Don't go anywhere, New Orleans, on this Jazz Fest Friday.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It can be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Corey Johnson back at you. Hey, Fletch, the Gene Gordon School in your old neighborhood where the flood wall busted out and flooded your attic of your house where you grew up. That Gene Gordon School sold the other day. It's going to be houses, like about 16 houses, adding to your old neighborhood. Maybe you can buy one and move back out in the old neighborhood.
Maybe so. Chatham Drive, baby. Yeah. So I remember Gene Gordon School when I was growing up a few blocks away.
It was Chatham and Charlotte on the other side, right?
Yep. Charlotte. It was Pratt, Charlotte, Chatham, Chamberlain, and then Paris Avenue.
Wow, nice. Yeah, I remember Val's Texaco and the Exxon and the Shell, 3 gas stations now.
Shell was like full service until like I didn't even realize they had full service like gas stations anymore. But that Shell, I'm not kidding, I think until Katrina still did like full service. Like you could, I didn't do it, but you could pull up for like I think there was like some older school people who like pull up and the guy comes out and pumps your gas for you, you know?
Do you remember the Lake Terrace Center?
Of course, yeah.
Crown Drugs, Lenny's Music, the Time Saver. Now, when I was like very young, Fletch, a little before your time, the Royal Castle wasn't around when you were there, right?
No, I don't remember Royal Castle, but that Time Saver I remember going to after like St. Pius on our way home. It was like you mentioned ices earlier. It was like, let's get an icy after school.
Yep, exactly. All right, so the question going into the break, if the rookie from Louisville has a rookie year like a Jaden Daniels, like a Bo Nix at DC and Denver respectively, are the Saints like a 9-10 win team and could slip into the playoffs?
Yeah, but let me just preface this by saying there's yes, but to me there's a gap between Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix's rookie seasons. Jaden Daniels ran away with the Rookie of the Year award and produced one of the greatest rookie seasons in the history of the NFL, and really almost carried a kind of dog Washington team to success. And again, nothing against Dan Quinn or Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, look, I was a Cliff Kingsbury guy to be the Saints head coach. And they signed like a Bobby Wagner and had some veterans. But Jaden Daniels came out the gate and was just phenomenal from day one. Bo Nix's first month was a little suspect. I mean, his first couple of games were rough. In Denver hung on because Vance Joseph did a great job with their defense. And Sean Payton, I think, game planned the hell out of other teams so much. And then Bo Nix found his footing, and Bo Nix had a really solid rookie year. I would have hoped that Tyler Shuck is more like Bo Nix. I think hoping for what Jaden Daniels did is I mean, we may be waiting another decade before a rookie quarterback has a season like that. Like C.J. Stroud didn't do that the year before, and the Texans went to the playoffs. So what Jaden Daniels did last year is in a class by itself. I think Tyler Shuck, though, can do what Bo Nix did. There's going to be some games that may be ugly or rough. Bo Nix had those that were rough. There were people making fun of him that first month of the season. but he figured it out. Sean Payton figured it out with them. Their defense played great. I mean, they had the defensive player of the year on their team. I think this team has enough tread on the tires with those veterans like DeMario and Tyrant. Justin Reed, I think, is going to be a big addition. And then you've got a guy like you re-signed Chase Young. You still have Cam. I think there's enough that if Tyler Shuck can play like Bo Nix, I think this team could, yes, be what Denver was. Denver went 10-7, got in the last week, and looks like an ascending team. That's what I would hope for, is the Saints can get to 9 or 10 wins with a rookie quarterback that you say is our future and enough veteran players to kind of juice you to 9 or 10 wins. That would be an amazing achievement in Kellen Moore's first year with a rookie quarterback, and that's what I think the blueprint should be. But Jaden Daniels, I'd love to dream about that, but I think that's way too out over the skis for what we should expect.
An advantage or a disadvantage, this kid's 25. Some would say an advantage, he's mature. Some would say, why wasn't he a superstar in college?
Yeah, I could go both ways. Look, here's the thing. College has changed. NIL, open transfer, the NCAA being a joke and just kind of telling guys you can play as long as you want, no matter what. 10 years ago, Tyler Shuck wouldn't have had this opportunity because the NCAA would have been very reluctant to grant him a 6th year. Definitely probably wouldn't have granted him a 7th year, even on an injury red shirt. So it's a different time. It's a different place. So I'm glad he, because of injury, got a chance to continue his career and found a place in Louisville where he could have some real success. So it's a different time in college football, but it's hard to find. And again, it's not fair because the sport was different. They didn't have open transfer. They didn't have the NCAA ruled with an iron fist and barely gave guys you got 5 years to play for. You got 1 red shirt. Getting a 6th year was unheard of. 7 was completely out of the question. And so, again, it's a different time and a different place, but it's hard to find any 26-year-old rookies other than the guys who played baseball, like Chris Wenke was a minor league baseball player who went back to Florida State and then went to the NFL. Brandon Whedon was a minor league baseball player who went back to college football. So there isn't a big, he's kind of one of one right now. A guy who used the current ecosystem or infrastructure, for lack of a better term or terms, he has used what was available to him. The opportunity to stay in college, let his injuries heal, and get better and find an opportunity. So it's the new age of college, and we'll see. But yeah, I could spin it as a positive or a negative.
About 10 seconds, so maybe a yes or no and a sentence or two. Any shot Joe Dumars brings Willie Green into the front office and a new coach is hired?
Maybe. But I don't know how else to say it. Maybe. But I still think Willie's going to coach this year. But I think there's a chance of that happening, but not a strong one.
Fletch, always a pleasure. Have a great weekend.
All right,
That's Fletcher Mackel joining us. That's Blue Boy barking up a storm, saying stick around, 5 o'clock powwow next. Michael Heck joins us right away. Don't move.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Yep.
On TV on Cox Channel 4 and
Easy,
Spectrum
Blue
Channel
Boy.
333. Also
Down,
on YouTube,
buddy.
on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM,
Good boy.
WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. Get Audubon Gutters.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Oh, yeah. The 5 o'clock power hour on a fantasy Friday. And what a weekend we have in front of us. Going on right now. Day 6 of Jazz Fest. They'll roll till at least 7 o'clock tonight out in Gentilly. Tomorrow, Sunday, more Jazz Fest. Drew Brees is right. Thank you, Mr. Brees, for that intro. This is indeed New Orleans. Hey, don't forget our Humane May fundraiser going on all May long. Trying to raise $10,000 for cats and dogs. Humane Society of Louisiana. Please donate right now and be generous. HumaneLA.org is the website. HumaneLA.org. Hey, we're starting out the 5 o'clock powwow on a Friday in style. Michael Heck from Greater New Orleans Inc. joins us live again. What's happening, Michael?
What's up, KJ? It's, I don't know, it's been one of those beautiful Jazz Fest weeks, and looks like we're going to have one bad day tomorrow, but then Sunday I'll come back. It's been a good one.
And who knows if tomorrow's a bad day? I go on weather.com, like 35% chance of rain from 8 in the morning till about 5 tomorrow afternoon. Maybe we get some overnight thing and it just disappears. Maybe it all fades up to the North Shore and southern Mississippi and we miss it. You never know, Miguel. Last week, I had rain in my neighborhood, in the Carrollton neighborhood, and no rain in Gentilly. So
it's a bunch of microclimates.
It is. Yep. Old Margaret Orr can be wrong every now and then.
She's always right. That's the thing.
Yep.
You know? She's like pizza. Even when it's off, it's still pretty good, right?
I don't know. Z's Pizza on Barone isn't off too much. What's
your favorite?
Z's is pretty damn good. I go there a lot. I think Pizza Delicious is delicious. I'll tell you this, Michael, and I mean this. Per capita, we might be the best pizza city in America. Like percent.
It kind of crept up because then you've also got Saint X or whatever that is over there. It's one of the best. You've got Forbidden Pizza.
Yep.
One of the best. No, it's actually it's interesting. It kind of came out of nowhere, but we've got a lot of super high quality. Even the pizza they sell over at Nola Brewing, at New York style.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, I used to say outside of Vegas, we may have the best prime steakhouses per capita in the country. And now I say even with Vegas, because we don't have any that serve $1,000 steak that comes in a briefcase. So we don't have any of that crap,
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's just too much, even on the expense account.
Yep, exactly.
It's just too much.
I'm telling you, pizza, steaks, as good as anywhere in the world in New Orleans, man.
Yeah, the only place we fall down, our Indian food is not at the top level. There are places that have much better Chinese. We have good Vietnamese, obviously. We have great Middle Eastern, obviously, great Lebanese. Don't need to say anything more about that. But no, pound for pound, there's no question. Hey, you want to talk about legislative session for a moment?
Sure.
I spent the day in the session one day this week speaking on a bunch of carbon capture related bills. And this was actually a big one because all of these announcements that are happening in Louisiana, including Meta, including Hyundai, including the LNGs, they all rely on carbon capture to use tons of natural gas without hurting the environment. Carbon capture has come under attack from the far left and the far right. The far left doesn't like it because it makes natural gas less bad. And the far right doesn't like it because they don't think climate change is real. So they think this is just some, kind of government conspiracy or hoax to take their land. But the reality is it's the only way to produce a lot of cheap, reliable energy while reducing emissions. And it's safe. So we thought we could be in trouble because there were, up to 20 anti-carbon capture bills in various sources. And remarkably, we were able to beat them all back. So feeling surprisingly good about the outcome out of the legislature.
Where else is carbon capture going on? Is there competition for that?
There are other places that are doing it, including Texas, but our geology, as well as our abandoned oil wells, but from a natural standpoint, our geology with the layers of clay and sand is particularly good for going thousands and thousands of feet down. And then the carbon just goes into and bonds with the clay. So we also have a natural advantage with our geology that I think outstrips everybody else.
Michael, I saw some legislation where they're taking fluoride out the water and you can get ivermectin over the counter. Our legislature's a trip sometimes. It's like,
yeah, it is. I don't like. Yeah, the thing about fluoride in the water, like when you look at increase in lifespan in societies, the only thing that really drives it is public policy, like fluoride in the water, like you have to wear a seatbelt, like a big campaign against smoking. And so, yeah, taking fluoride out of the water, I don't know. It feels like very regressive policy. It's,
Yeah, I don't get it. And then, like, the argument of we should be putting this in the water, it's like, you're talking about Louisiana tap water. That is, a lot of it comes from the Mississippi River. There's so many things in that water. Are you kidding me? Fluoride's the least of your worries, sir.
Fluoride is that's the thing. It is coming out of the Mississippi River. Mississippi River, now it's cleaner than it used to be, but let's be honest, man, it's still the freaking toilet drain of the country.
Yep.
I mean, you got 32 states and 2 provinces putting their industrial waste in that water. You're
Yeah, ton of fertilizer runoff. Yeah, no, it's comical. It's comical. Hey, Michael, I had a homework assignment. It's going to be a long one. I don't think you could do it in 1 week. How do we figure out where we can split Mardi Gras into 2 weekends? Like that the weekend before Mardi Gras, 9 days out, have like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But we need to come up with some gimmick. There needs to be like a, Mardi Gras Saturday or something like that, or something that makes that first weekend legitimate. And then the next weekend is the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Mardi Gras Day thing. But I was telling someone, if you had a friend come in from out of town, Michael, they came in on Thursday before Mardi Gras. They stayed at your house. You guys went to all the parades, Saturday, you went to all the day parades and you went to Endymion. Sunday, Toth, Mid-City, Okeanos, and Bacchus. Monday night, Orpheus. Then you brought him to the airport Monday night and he flew out of town. When he gets back home, I think he can legitimately say he was in New Orleans for Mardi Gras, even though he wasn't there for Mardi Gras Day. How do we split this thing into 2, the weekends, like Jazz Fest, where you got people coming in for that first weekend, they leave, and then a whole new group of tourists come in for the real Mardi Gras weekend.
Well, what currently happens on that first Mardi Gras? On that first weekend, which parades do you have back then? I'm trying to think. It's do you have Toth on that Sunday? I'm trying to think. Toth is the next.
No. Yeah, Toth's right before Mardi Gras Day. Yeah, it's it's lesser parades, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess I'm thinking that. I mean, this is both a social and an economic, but also a religious question. You realize, so not that Jazz Fest isn't religious.
Yeah, but I'm Catholic. The Archdiocese is busy right now. They don't know. We can go over their head on this one. They don't have time to mess with this right now. They got other stuff they got to deal with, selling properties and the like. I don't know. In all honesty, Michael, Jazz Fest, do you have some people that stay for both weekends? Sure. I bet you it's like less than 10%. It's a reset, and a whole new group comes in. If we could figure that out for Mardi Gras, we double dip. That'd be a few $100 extra million in the economy.
All right, I'll come back next Friday. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, just got to figure out how we can do that. And all right, I got another homework assignment for next week. I'm liking all these alumni at UNO that are prominent people in the city getting behind the university finally, publicly, Michael.
Yep.
That's exactly what we need. I saw those signatures. That's a lot of prominent people that have done very, very well financially, or just, professionally, even if it isn't financially, they're, tops in their field. Got to get UNO rolling again, where it's a monster, not 6,000 students, like 60,000 students.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. This has been needed for a long time. It's too bad it took a crisis, but there's a lot of support that just needs to be activated for UNO.
Happy Jazz Fest, Miguel.
Happy Jazz Fest, Corey. Appreciate you, brother. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you're right. You too. That's Michael Heck from Greater New Orleans Inc. joining us every single Friday. That's always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant. Go to their website, latrim.com, just as a New Orleanian. But if you're looking for a job, latrim.com for a full listing of positions available. Go to their website, latrim.com.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right.
Helm Paint. And supply. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
You heard the man. It is a neighborhood restaurant, Katie's in Mid-City. A taste of New Orleans. Big portions, great for sharing. New Orleans specialties, old school. the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant. More is better, more of the good things. Katie's in Mid-City, Iberville, corner Telemachus, now with their outdoor patio as well. Lots of outdoor dining, 2 floors inside, lots of flat screen TVs, lots of New Orleans characters, open all day long. Lunch and dinner, Katie's in Mid-City. Don't forget about Francesca Deli in Lakeview as well. Harrison in between Canal Boulevard and West End. About 15 different specialty sandwiches to choose from, or build your own. Pick the bread, meat, dressing, cheese, extras. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria in Lakeview. Speaking of Katie's and Francesca, Scott Craig, owner, operator, head chef of both, joins us on the program again. What up, Scott?
Couldn't have been said any better, Corey. I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Good, man. You're a Yaddy, local New Orleans guy like me. You took advantage of Locals Thursday 2 times, right?
Yep. Last week and this week. It's the first time I've been to Jazz Fest twice. I think, in a long, long time, maybe back in the 90s when we were all rolling, we probably did it quite a few times. But no, man, it was really nice, especially last Thursday with John Fogerty. He was so good, man. He was so good.
Yeah, the voice is no different.
No, and the crowds were light. I walked in and went straight to John Kaluta's crawfish strudel.
Nice.
It's my first go-to.
That's a good one.
And I don't stuff my face when I'm out there because I can't eat like I used to, but that's definitely one I always get. Yesterday we had the praline beignet, coconut praline beignet. Was that off the chain? And a crab meat beignet too. They did the same thing. I forget the name of the place, but it was absolutely phenomenal. And then we got some of the pheasant gumbo, Braisons.
Nice.
It was just, we saw Santana yesterday. It was crowded for that. And it was really hot. It was a good day to be out there because it's overcast.
John Fogerty, Carlos Santana have literally been performing for 50 plus years.
50 plus years.
50 plus, both of them.
Did you know this? That the record company owned Fogerty's songs, everything he wrote, and he wasn't able to perform until last week. Sing his old song.
You got to be kidding.
Is that wrong or what?
Wow. That's amazing.
He was talking about it on stage. I was going, are you kidding me? I said.
That's unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah, like they don't make enough money.
He'll probably flip them all back to another record company, get some insane payout.
Hopefully.
Yep. But usually in those deals, hey, when I'm performing, I can play my own music.
Yeah, for sure. And he had his sons on stage with him playing guitar. It was really neat. Really, really neat.
Nice.
And, yeah.
Hey, New Orleans, I mentioned if you're looking for something good to eat, Katie's in Mid-City, Francesca out in Lakeview. What's on the menu tonight at Katie's, Scott?
Well, this week and this weekend, we have a fried speckled trout with dirty rice, Brussels sprouts. It's got a little crawfish etouffee on it. Smoked brisket with balsamic glazed Brussels sprouts and a 5-cheese mac and cheese.
Wow.
Crab and mushroom Provel bisque. Absolutely delicious with a jumbo soft shell crab. I've got the crabs, baby. We've got the crabs.
How many soft shell crabs available tonight, approximately?
Well, we have plenty. I can't say it's approximate tonight because we've got one.
How about speckled trout fillets? I know you don't have plenty of those. Maybe a dozen, 15?
I think we've got 8 left, but we've got plenty of redfish. So we're also having oyster artichoke pasta with a jumbo soft shell crab. And this isn't every day. These are things we're doing this weekend. We also have the best, Anitra Jupiter, who's worked for me for, 12 years. She's one of my chefs. She made the best crawfish bisque I've ever had. We'll only have that tonight.
Wow.
It won't last. Our lunch specials are crawfish etouffee with fried catfish, Philly cheesesteak po' boy, I'm sorry. Tom Fitzmaurice taught me that. Never say po' boy, it's poor boy. Seafood stuffed eggplant with veggie.
Tom was wrong. It was po' boy, but go on, Scott.
It was poor boy because they were poor people eating.
Yeah, but the word changed over time. You know, Tom was old school.
That's my credit to my dear friend who is gone now.
Well, here's my plug. You're on the pink phone right now. So, what do you think of that?
There you go.
Yeah, and where are you calling? And where are you calling from right now?
My car. I had to go run errands before I go back there.
All right, well, this doesn't run so smoothly with that. You call that living?
No.
All right, that's the end of my Tom Fitzmaurice isms.
You call that living? Yeah, my boy, you're right. We're doing half a baked chicken with rice for lunch today, but that's gone now. We'll probably have it tomorrow. Barbecue shrimp and grits and a jumbo soft shell crab over seafood grits. That's Sunday for brunch.
Nice.
We're going to bring the lobster omelet for Mother's Day. I know that much. So it's a nice menu, man. But we need some folks to come in and eat it after Jazz Fest.
Hey, the lobster you're talking about from Mother's Day a week from Sunday for the brunch?
Yeah. Yes.
Should folks get a reservation for that?
Absolutely. They should go. You can email me at Scott, SCOT, at katiesinmidcity.com. That's Scott with one T at KatieInmidcity.com.
If you ever get confused about Scott with one T, just remember he went to Brother Martin. They thought it only had one T. Della Salad be two T's. Oh boy, here comes the Scottish explanation.
My parents were worried about whether I could spell it or not. It was so dumb.
They knew Brother Martin was on the horizon for you. Let's make it easy for the boy. Just one T, honey. He's going to Brother Martin.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. I would understand if you have gone to Jesuit and got a real education. But you're bragging about De La Salle.
I went to Jesuit, 8th grade. And then I went to De La Salle the rest of the way.
That's because you didn't make it at Jesuit.
And I made it. I made it just fine. They didn't make it with me. I X'd them off the list.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah,
so anyway,
that's a big whatever.
Please come visit us after Jazz Fest if you're listening.
Yep.
Or
no.
Before on Sunday.
Exactly. Before, after. Katie's is a great Jazz Fest spot. You're skipping Jazz Fest. You're like listening on OZ. Katie's is the perfect place to get a taste of Jazz Fest. All the New Orleans food at Katie's. Are you kidding me? And the stuff Scott was just mentioning, that's like specials, a lot of off the menu stuff. So it's just insane, the goodies at Katie's. All right,
we've got a full giant menu, and it's people like, you should put this on there and that on there, and like, how big would you like my menu to be?
Right.
We have to execute this.
This isn't Copeland's or Straya.
No, dude.
Boy, that was like that Straya was like there were like 8 pages to the menu, Scott. I was like, what is Al Copeland doing?
Well, ours is only 3, but it's all New Orleans seafood, and we do smoked brisket and smoked pork and smoked ribs. I mean, we try to give everyone something to have on our menu. And a dear friend of mine, Mike Galata, just had to close 2 of his restaurants. And especially the one, they were both great.
Mofo and Maypop.
Yeah, man. I just, you guys out there that love your local restaurants, take that as a warning.
Yep.
Lunches are terrible now. Even at Katie's and Mandina's, they're slow. We've slowed down because people aren't going out to eat for lunch. And I know people are working from home. The pandemic has just it's changed this country so much, and it's changed the restaurant industry so much. And everything's so expensive for us to stay afloat. But we need you, man. We need you to come eat at your local restaurants, not just mine. Everybody.
No, I was talking about that, Scott. And it was
in Orleans Parish, for crying out loud.
No, all these places we take for we don't think about them. We're not being responsible in a way. We just assume they'll always be there, kind of taking advantage of the situation. These places that have been here 10, 20, 30 years, you got to keep frequenting them or you get Mofo was open for 10 plus years, may pop for a while. They're gone and they're gone for good. So, hey, Scott, hold that thought. We're going to come right back, talk a little bit about that. Plus what's on the Francesca menu out there in Lakeview. Scott Craig's with us, Corey Johnson with you. It is a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Thanks so much for joining us on radio, on TV, on YouTube. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Coming right back.
Thank you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's called more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Scott Craig's with us from Katie's, from Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. Scott, you mentioned what's going on at Katie's. A lot of local goodies: speckled trout, soft shell crab, brisket, ribs, all kind of goodies. What's going on at Francesca out in Lakeview off Canal Boulevard on Harrison?
The biggest lunch special we're known for, and we're making more of it now because we've run out too early, is my mother's meatloaf on Wednesdays. We do it with peas or corn and mashed potatoes. You gotta try the meatloaf at Francesca on Wednesdays. It's so good. We actually made it till 5 o'clock last night.
It sounds like, pure comfort food.
It is, man. We do like one special every day. We do fried seafood and grouper sandwiches and stuff on Fridays. Today I went in and I was just in the mood for a club sandwich, but I made it with roast beef and turkey. And our roast beef is thin sliced. We soak it in the gravy, but I took some of the cold roast beef and made the sandwich. But we soak it in the gravy, and we have the most amazing roast beef sandwich in town. I really believe it's better than theirs now, or just as good.
I hate saying stuff like this because I was in Bears this week and got a po' boy to go. Your po' boy is better than Bears. Bears is pretty good.
Beef?
What's that?
You got the roast beef?
Yeah, I got the roast beef. I go to Bears every now and then. I go to Shortstop every now and then for roast beef. And I go to Francesca too for roast beef. No, your roast beef is better. It's, I'm not. I'm telling you, I go to the other places.
Man, I got to tell you, I love Bear's roast beef.
No,
he does a great job.
I'm saying I go to these other places, so obviously, if I go, I like them. But I'm trying to be fair and objective about it. I think your roast beef's better.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's top brown, and we slice it real thin. I mean, it's just great beef.
Yep. Hey, another great thing. I mean, we're sitting here talking about pizza earlier and all the great pizza places, and we obviously missed a bunch. It could be like Theo's or Tower, or there's a good.
Those are two of my go-tos.
New York Pizza over there on Napoleon and Magazine.
I love New York pizza.
I'm telling you,
another one I like. We always think alike, man.
But Katie's and Francesca, you got the great pizza oven, you got the great dough, all the fresh ingredients. You guys have some pretty outstanding pizza.
They're different. We try to make them very thin, because I like thin pizza.
Me too.
But they're different than any pizza in the city. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I like thin and I like well done. I'm an extra crispy guy myself, Scott.
I like that too. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just fun. I love what I do, but it was more fun before the pandemic.
Hey, I was mentioning pizza and steaks. You know where we're clearly number one in the world, and it's not even close. We're the number one city in the world for this food item. You know what it is?
Food.
No. Which specific food item? Like, you know,
number one in the world.
Number one in the world. It's not even close. But this is more of a American item, and it's specific to the South originally. We have the best. We have the best fried chicken anywhere in the world, and it's not even close.
Yeah. You know, we do it on Mondays, and it's very good. But Fiorella's on Franklin.
Yep.
Kelly Fiorella's got some serious fried chicken, man.
I know.
It's the best.
I was right by I was right by Young's Dry Cleaning today, Franklin and Fillmore. Fiorella's there. Do they still have the French Quarter location or no?
Oh, it's different. It's a different side of the family. I don't think it's still there, but this is Kelly Fiorella, another genius brother Martin grad.
You know where I went? McHardy's the other day with a buddy. Met 2 weeks ago.
Is great. That was my second favorite. Right there is McHardy's.
Ate it right off the trunk of his car on Broad right there.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so New Orleans, man.
Yeah. McHardy's needs some benches out front where you can sit and eat. But McHardy's is good. Mr. Ed's, Galatoire's, they didn't even on the menu. They got fantastic fried chicken. I mean, it's endless.
Do you know who I hear and kick me for I haven't been there to have it yet? Laus is right down the street from Katie's, supposed to have great fried chicken.
I wouldn't doubt it. Little Dizzy's on Esplanade. Wayne Baquet, you want to know what his secret is to his fried chicken? I think it's genius, Scott. He has the oil. I don't know what the oil's supposed to be. Like, say it's supposed to be at 375, okay? He has it at like 380 or 385 because he's putting chicken into the oil that is from the refrigerator. So he wants it cold, hitting the hot oil, so it sears the outside. And so right away the outside's like seared. So none of the chicken juice is escaping. None of the oil or grease is penetrating the skin. It's pretty genius.
It's not too bad, but if you get your grease too high, it's going to burn the chicken.
Oh, no, that's why he just does it slightly hotter because he's throwing in ice cold chicken from a container marinating from the refrigerator. So it's going from 35, 40 degrees into that oil. And then you got a small batch, and then you're getting the oil temperature where it's supposed to be. But yeah, that's a good
exactly
secret.
What we do, but we do it at 350.
There you go. Yeah, I was just making up the temperature. I'm not sure what it is, but the refrigerated part's key. And then you get a place like Willie Mays. Yeah, I get it. Now, I like it. I'll eat it, but that wet batter is a little different than a dry batter.
Yeah.
Like that, their chicken, Scott, they're picking it up and it's dripping as it goes into the grease. It's a wet batter. It's wet.
Yeah, I've had it. Yeah.
Anyway, no, I mean, someone's going to say, man, Tennessee, this little small town, they got a great fried chicken joint, best fried chicken in the world. Maybe so. Yeah, Kentucky, maybe so. This is New Orleans. We've got 50, 80 places that sell some pretty kick-ass fried chicken.
Yeah, we do. We really do.
So, I mean, I don't know who's better than us. I don't know who's better than us at fried chicken.
I think you're right. Is that a national? Is that proven that we have the best?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, no, just my opinion. You want to know? I think might be number 2 would be like New York City, Manhattan, because there's just the sheer number of places frying chicken, and a lot of them are Southerners that have moved up there, black, white, Cajun roots, whatever.
Yeah, but the best chicken I've had in New York was in. Not Brooklyn, not the Bronx. Brain fart.
Queens? Queens?
No, not Queens, the other one.
Long Island?
No.
Well, there's only 5 boroughs, Brooklyn.
Are you messing with me?
No, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Long Island, and then Manhattan.
All right, so it's got to be in Queens.
Yeah. Not chirping chicken, huh?
It's been a long time.
Chirping chicken.
Church's chicken.
No, chirping. Chirping was the name of it.
No.
Chirping chicken.
I don't remember where it was. Yeah, I can't remember anything anymore. But it was good. Real good.
and it had, with greens and it was a soul food restaurant. And I mean, it was great.
Popeyes is like Domino's pizza for me now. I only eat it if I'm at a party or something. So there's a box of Domino, I might grab a slice. I mean, I don't eat Domino's pizza, and I don't eat too much Popeyes fried chicken anymore. Sadly, I used to love Popeyes.
Yeah, but there's better chicken.
Yep.
It used to be the best. It's just, it's not anymore. When Copeland had it, it was, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, you had Warren LaRuth making the red beans and the biscuit and things like that. Yep.
Oh, yeah, man. The beans are good. Those are still good.
I haven't had the red beans at Popeyes in 20 years, probably.
So do you want to talk about the draft?
Well, I think I was talking with Fletcher about it. You probably got 3 or 4 starters out of that draft.
I think so, too. He didn't grade it, did he?
No, and I didn't ask for a grade, but the O tackle starting
drafts.
The tackle from Texas is starting. The quarterback starting. That D tackle might start. The linebacker from Oklahoma might start. The cornerback might start. You can have 3 or 4 starters out of that draft, maybe more.
The running back's going to play.
Yeah, the running back's going to play a lot.
Yeah,
exactly.
He'll play.
Yep.
A lot back. Yeah, he's going to get some players out of it. But I don't grade drafts until they start playing.
I guess so. I mean, you got to grade them just based on what you know. But, I mean, yeah, ultimately, we won't know until later. But if that QB, I was talking to Fletch about this, and hang on, Scott, I'm going to knock out a quick break. You can think about it during the break. But I was talking to Fletch, and I said, if this QB can have a rookie year, Jaden Daniels or even a Bo Nix. And Fletcher was like, Jaden Daniels had a ridiculous year. You can't count on that in a good way. But maybe he could do a Bo Nix type thing. And if you do that, is it enough to carry this team into the playoffs? Think about that. I'm going to knock out a quick break. Scott Craig's with us from Katie's, from Francesca. Why don't you head over there tonight for dinner? They welcome you at Katie's with so many goodies tonight. Soft shell crab, speckled trout, all kind of goodies. And don't forget about Mother's Day and Katie's Mother's Day brunch. That's a week from this Sunday. Get your reservation today at Katie's. Coming right back, more with Scott Craig on a Fantasy Friday.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. Get Audubon Gutters.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday. Hey, Audubon Gutters installed gutters on my house back in October. They installed them with the Leaf Guard system. Get it and forget it. I'll never have to pay someone to get on a ladder and clean my gutters again. If you own a home or business and you need gutters, Audubon Gutters, the Gulf South's largest, most experienced gutter installation company. All they do is gutters. No paint, no roofs, no siding, no construction, no windows. Gutters and only gutters. For your home or business for almost 35 years, AudubonGutters.com. AudubonGutters.com. Scott Craig's with us, owner, operator of Katie's, legendary Katie's in Mid-City, and also Francesca Deli and Pizzeria out in Lakeview. Yeah, Scott, I think if this rookie from Louisville is going to start, and if he plays like, Bo Nix played in Denver, Saints have a chance to maybe win 9 or 10 games and slip into the playoffs, just because that quarterback position's so important. But if he just has a good year and is a starter and is solid and shows progress and is sort of playing like similar to the rest of the team, it's probably like a 6 or 7 win team, I would think.
Listen, that's fine. I was one of the guys that said, don't draft a quarterback this year. The quarterback class is not that great. Stick with what you got. Go into next year, and if you lose, fine. You get another great draft and even a higher pick next year to take a quarterback in a quarterback-rich draft. But we've got an offensive coach, we've got a quarterback coach, and the one thing I feel really good about is Moore was really involved with this draft, and he got the quarterback that he wanted. So in that regard, I think he wanted Jackson Dart first, but they couldn't get him, and this was his second choice.
Yeah, without moving, they weren't going to get him. They didn't want to waste the 9 on him.
Dude, no. And then New York gave up, I don't know, 2 number 1s and a number 2 or something ridiculous to get Jackson Dart. New York's a dumpster fire. Do you think the Saints are a dumpster fire? New York's a dumpster fire. They're like the Browns, who, had to pick Shedeur Sanders.
Well, here's one thing. I mean, for whatever it's worth, Scott, it's probably not worth a lot. It's like after a national championship, the next day ESPN will have our way too early top 25. Well, they already have a mock draft for next year, all right? And the Saints were like picking 8th, and they had a quarterback for them, and they were like, even though the Saints drafted a quarterback last year, this is too hard to pass up, and the Saints are going to select another QB. So that that I think that's kind of a stretch, but you're right. The class next year is much stronger.
And so my opinion was go in with Spencer Rattler, get Teddy Two Gloves back, Bridgewater, to be like his senior to help with him and teach him the league, and work with Spencer Rattler. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, then you get a quarterback in with the 4th pick next year. Whoever that's going to be, I really do not believe it's going to be Eli Manning. I don't think he's coming out. But there's other quarterbacks that could be really great. But the perfect world for us right now is that Shuck works out. And, had he eaten at Katie's on his first meal in New Orleans, it really would have made him great. But he chose another restaurant. And we all know where that was now. But that was great. Tommy Satanovich is such a great host. He's such a great guy and such a great host. And, at least he didn't go to Chipotle.
Oh, boy.
Derek Carr never understood this city. Not one time. And he may be coming back to play this year.
No, I doubt it.
But he never tried to be a New Orleanian.
I think Fletch said it best. We'll never see Derek Carr in a Saints uniform again.
Oh, not. And just going to have to suck up the contract.
Oh, $100 million. $100 million guaranteed. $100 million. Played like, 15, 18 games?
67 or 68 that we owe him.
Crazy.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, it's a lot of money. But they'll get through it. Just if they lose this year and get some more great draft picks next year, if these work out, I think, they should.
Hey, Scott,
players.
Scott, before we let you run, Jazz Fest going on. You guys at Katie's and Francesca, lots of room. Jazz Fest is not jamming you guys up. It's the opposite. These folks go to Jazz Fest, they eat there. So during the day, during Jazz Fest weekend, perfect place for lunch or dinner, Katie's in Mid-City.
It is. And come by afterwards because we're not super busy like we have been in past years for some reason. So you can come by afterwards. What's best to email me at Scott with 1 T at katiesinmidcity.com. SCOT at KATIESINMIDCITY.com. And I'll get you in right away.
Scott with 1 T at katiesinmidcity.com. That's also where you want to email Scott if you need a Mother's Day reservation for their Mother's Day brunch. That's a week from this Sunday. Scott at katiesinmidcity.com. Katie's is KATIE, by the way. Yes.
Yeah, you can make reservations online, but it's more personal if you email me.
Yeah, there you go. Scott, always a pleasure, brother.
Thank you, homie. See you later.
Thanks for joining me. Happy Jazz Fest.
Always. Thank you, bro. You too.
Yeah, you're right. That's Scott Craig joining us from Katie's, from Francesca Deli. No, that's where you need to head because it isn't like, insane lines. Lebanon's Cafe is another good one. Trey Inn on the North Shore is another good one. Places that aren't full of the Jazz Festers. That's Blue Boy saying, have a great weekend. Happy Jazz Fest. I'll see you right here Monday, 4 o'clock sharp. Blue Boy, down, buddy. I love you too, buddy. Okay.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.
Good boy.